Today, I want to tumble something a little different. Something that I haven't done before. Something a little fancy, a little unique, and a little fun. That something happens to be blue tiger's eye, also known as hawk's eye in the crystal community. Blue tiger's eye is very similar to regular tiger's eye in that it displays beautiful chatoyancy, which is just a fancy word for its particular kind of shimmer. The only real difference between the two is the color. Regular tiger's eye is mostly golden brown, while blue tiger's eye ranges from dark navy blue to light blue with streaks of brown. This stuff came to me partially tumbled already, which is why the pieces are fairly smooth with rounded edges. I really love their weird blocky shapes. I loaded them up into one of my rock tumbler barrels and realized that I didn't have quite enough to fill it, so I added in a handful of regular tiger's eye from a previous experimental batch of mine that didn't quite turn out. They're rounded out but not polished at all, so they'll definitely benefit from another tumble. I usually start my batches with stage 1 coarse grit, but because everything in here is already partially tumbled, I'm skipping straight to stage 2 medium grit. For those of you who are new to rock tumbling, it usually involves 4 stages, and in each stage you tumble the rocks with a different kind of grit for a week, meaning they tumble for about a month total. But because we're skipping right to the second stage, I'm hoping it won't take quite that long. Luckily for you though, I'm the only one who has to do the waiting, so I'll see you for the next stage in about 3 seconds. I physically recoiled when I opened up the tiger's eye because that's just how much this weird slurry caught me off guard. I haven't seen a slurry this putrid since I tumbled the purple rocks. If you've been around since the purple rocks, you know what I mean. Gross. I have no idea why it looked like that. It was probably just dust from a rock or two breaking while tumbling, but honestly, who knows? Of course, I realized my bucket was at risk of overflowing halfway through rinsing them off, so I had to pause to empty it, and this is what I returned to. Thank God I have a garage to do this in because I make way too much of a mess doing this. I cleaned up, finished rinsing the rocks off, and inspected them for damage. I didn't see any obvious issues, and they even looked pretty good dry. Super smooth and definitely ready for stage 3, aka pre-polish. The barrel was only half full after adding them all back in, so I added some fresh chunky media. You're not supposed to use fresh media in stage 3 because it can scratch the rocks, but I didn't have any pre-loved media available at the moment, so we'll just have to see how they fared next time. I added water and 3 tablespoons of pre-polish and off they went. I'll check them again in hopefully about a week. We'll see. The blue tiger's eye slurry was slightly less putrid this time, thank God. Several people told me that their slurry looked exactly the same when they tumbled tiger's eye before, so I did some reading and discovered that it's likely due to the fact that the color of tiger's eye comes mainly from iron oxide. The mystery is solved, but it still gives me a little bit of the ick. Fun fact, when I googled why tiger's eye slurry weird rock tumbling, the AI overview used my video as a source for its answer, which was a very meta moment for me and also a great example as to why you shouldn't trust the AI overview because obviously I'm not a great source to answer that question since I just had to Google it myself. Anyway, the rocks were looking great both wet and dry this time. I didn't look at all of them individually, but it doesn't seem like the untumbled media from last time did any damage, which is good. I always like to put my rocks through a quick bath cycle with borax before polish, so I did that and I'm glad I did because look at that dirty, dirty water. I jumped them out, gave them another rinse, put them all back in the barrel, and then added fresh water and 3 large tablespoons of polish. I have very high hopes for this batch based on how they look after stage 3, so here's hoping they come out at max shiny next time. I'm going to let them tumble for about another week, so stay tuned for the final reveal. The blue tiger's eye are finally all done tumbling, and now we get to see if they actually took a nice shine. I dumped them out, rinsed them off, and eagerly dried one as a little sneak peek. It looked great, so I poured the rest out on a plate and sorted out the ceramic media before leaving them to air dry overnight. Usually I dry them by hand because I'm too impatient to wait, but there's so many little pieces in here that I just didn't have it in me. Now, as a reminder, here's what they looked like before, and here's what they look like now. They have a beautiful mirror finish, exactly what I look for with a successful batch. The most surprising thing that I noticed after this final polish is that several of these have bright metallic looking spots like this that I don't remember ever seeing on traditional tiger's eye. I love the range in colors from warm brown to dark midnight blue. I even wound up with one purplish one. Now, people always ask me what I do with my tumbled rocks, so here's your answer. I turn the best ones into jewelry, keep some for my personal collection, sell some as standalone tumbles, and give the less spectacular ones away as freebies with orders. I made over 30 blue tiger's eye necklaces from this batch, and guess what? They're available on my website, moonriserocks.com, right now. The link is in the description, and you can use the code MOON10 to get 10% off as a thank you for watching this video and for following along on these little rocks tumbling journey. Let me know what you think I should tumble next in the comments and subscribe for more rock tumbling shenanigans. Happy tumbling!